Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Uh, we can give this a moment, see if anything kicks in. Uh, Hopefully my audio is working okay. Might have somebody show up in a moment to help me out a little. I'm running a little later than I wanted, but news does different things. Let's see. As a matter of fact, maybe I'll get this to kick in a little better because I'm getting a little echo on my end. I am so sorry. I'm going to turn off my mic for just a second while I try to get this sorted. Alrighty. Um, yeah, I am absolutely sorry about that, but had had a bad echo on my end, and I didn't know if it was coming through on the other end. But we'll go from here. Alrighty. Um, believe I want this one. Nope, I want this one. Okay. Sorry, still getting the hang of the different scenes on here. Greetings, old man. Well, I guess we'll start out with the first article. It's on Post Millennial. Um, Breaking: Mitch McConnell to step down as Senate Republican leader in November. This will be my last term as Republican leader of the Senate. I wish he was completely leaving the Senate. Damn turtle. But since that's not an option, at least he's stepping out as this. But I personally think he's holding on until November so he can try to throw a wrench into anything he can whenever it comes to Trump getting in. Because, quite frankly, this is another one of those nice little warmongers here that really is going to be upset if Trump gets in and stops the funding of other countries for a while. Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell has decided to step down from that post in November. He's been in that position for more than 20 years and is the longest serving Senate leader in history. One more reason for term limits. He delivered prepared remarks obtained by the Associated Press saying, "One of life's most underappreciated talents is to know when it's time to move on to the rest, time to move on to life's next chapter. So I stand before you today to say that this will be my last term as Republican leader of the Senate." Of course, the fact that he was here to greet Noah walking off the ark kind of says something about him not knowing when to quit. McConnell said he plans to serve through the remainder of his Senate term, which ends in January of 2027, adding, albeit from a different seat in the chamber. Yeah, I don't know. It could have something to. Well, actually, this gets into it. McConnell's aides said that his announcement to step down from his post was unrelated to his health. 82-year-old McConnell has been seen freezing up before the press on multiple occasions and also suffered a fall in 2023 that resulted in a concussion and a rib fracture. That kind of happens whenever you have aged into dirt, and the freezing up. Basically, it's becoming a regular thing. I think they should have it in the background of somebody playing the Windows shutdown music because he just stands there staring blankly into the distance, kind of enjoying the void. Let's see. Come on, where'd my mouse go? All right. As I have been thinking about when I would deliver some news to the Senate, I always imagined a moment when I had total clarity and peace about the sunset of my work. McConnell said in the remarks, a moment when I am certain I have helped preserve the ideals I so strongly believe. It arrived today. Dear clarity disappeared for you about a century ago. I'm sure that a few of their concussions happened during the Revolutionary War, where you fought for the British. McConnell did not cite a specific reason for his decision, but said he'd been contemplating it for months. He said a moment that promoted introspection was the death of his wife's youngest sister. The end of my contributions are closer than I'd prefer, McConnell said. I'd like to know what contributions you believe you've done other than make life worse. Okay. Sorry, a little salty about the turtle. He really is a turtle, but you know what? Hold on a second. I'm going to pull up something. Now, keep in mind what Mitch McConnell looked like, okay? This kind of pops into my head. Seeing him. He's not so much a turtle. I recognize that face from somewhere. Let's see, is it this one? No, not that. Not that. Come on, where are you? Trying to find the image of the that he reminds me of, and just keep that image of him in your head, because whenever you see this next one, it'll all make sense. Um, Come on. I know there's a lot of dead air right now, and trying to come on. You know what? Maybe there's a different way to do this. Um, Here we go. Actually, this works really well. Let me get this image pulled up, and you tell me. And here you go. I have probably got to hell for this. Somebody else apparently thought of it too. Oh boy. But he really looks like it in this, in some of the other photos. But yeah, I'm sorry. That was wrong of me. Uh, I'm, I'm as much to blame for laughing at it as the person who made that. Uh, okay. Now, we're going to get into this next article since we're going to get away from the turtle, the person that was apparently one of the last survivors of the great asteroid 63 million years ago. Uh, survived the Ice Age and all the other good stuff. And lo and behold, is still here. Now we're going to get to something that's actually better and funnier in some ways. Breaking. Well, this was, of course, a little bit old article. Not really old, but President Trump beats Nikki Haley handedly in Michigan GOP primary. Trump was declared the winner with 7% of the vote counted. Tells you exit polling was rough. Uh, Trump has been declared the winner of Michigan by the Associated Press with 7% of the votes counted. At the time the race was called, Trump received 65% of the vote, and Nikki Haley received just under 31%. Ha ha! Oh dear Lord! When you get the numbers, it looks even worse on that. This comes after Trump decisively won the Iowa caucus and New Hampshire primary in January, and the Nevada caucus and South Carolina primary in February. Nikki Haley, who still remains in the race despite the losses, including in her home state, was beaten by the option of none of these candidates in the Nevada primary election. Whew, that hurts. That's why I chose the thumbnail I did. Trump's win also comes ahead of Super Tuesday, in which 15 states and one territory will hold their respective primary elections. In a statement after the win, Trump said, "I just want to thank everybody. This was a great day." And Pete Hokistra, I guess. I don't know how to pronounce that. You see that. Congratulations. You'll be a fantastic chairman, one of the best ever. I don't know if you know, he was a fantastic, and please don't ask me to do a Trump voice. I can't do it because it would be appropriate for this. Just couldn't be better as an ambassador. But before that, he was a really successful and respected, highly respected congressman. Dear Lord Trump, I really like the third of words. And now he's with us, and we have a very simple task. We have to win on November 5th, and we're going to win big. And it's going to be like nothing that anybody has ever seen. It's going to be fantastic. We win Michigan, we win the whole thing. The auto workers are with us. We have so many people with us. They've destroyed the auto working business. The auto workers, with this new deal and with the all electric mandate, all those cars are going to be made in China and we're going to bring it all back into Michigan and other places in our country. Dear Lord Trump, come on, man. Michigan, another place in the country, but I just want to thank everybody. You've been so incredible. The numbers are far greater than we even anticipated. Thank you very much, and we'll be doing a lot of campaigning over the next couple of months. And few months, I can tell you this November 5th cannot come fast enough, because our country is in serious trouble. We have the worst president in the history of our country, the most incompetent and most corrupt president, and we can't let this continue. So the date, November 5th, January 20th, when we take over, could not come fast enough, because we're going to make America great again, greater than ever before. And I just want to thank everybody. You've been incredible. I'm so proud of the results, because they're far greater than anticipated. So thank you all very much, and I'll be seeing you over the next period of time. Next period of 9 months and long beyond that. Thank you very much. And Pete, congratulations. I'll say this: the way Trump words things is at times brutal to try to read for me because I already screw things up, but it gets even worse with the way he goes. Okay, from this part, you get to they actually had the Democrat primary there as well at the same time. Over 100,000 Michigan voters choose uncommitted over Joe Biden in Democrat primary. Wow. Um, the Associated Press declared Joe Biden the winner at around 9 p.m. Eastern with 12% of the votes in. Okay. Trump had 7% before they declared it. Okay. In Michigan's Democratic primary, Joe Biden walked away with the win easily against other candidates Dean Phillips and Marianna Williamson. But he also had over 100,000 voters cast ballots against him in an uncommitted voting effort. As final votes were tallied early Wednesday morning, the share of votes going to Biden amounted to 81%, and the uncommitted vote was around 13%, with over 100,000 of them, 100,000, many being Democrats voting against the president. Oof. As Biden was declared the winner of the primary on Tuesday evening, by the Associated Press at around 9 p.m. Eastern, with 12% of the votes in, Biden had 78.5% of the vote, and an uncommitted portion of around 16% was voting against the incumbent president. Damn. A left-wing campaign called Listen to Michigan popped up leading up to the primary that voiced opposition to Biden in the primary because of his policies in the Israel-Hamas war. Many young Democrat voters have opposed Biden for not calling for an immediate ceasefire after Israel's started it. Come on, postmillennial. Its defensive retaliation against the October 7th Hamas terrorist attack. Representative Rashida Tlaib made a statement on the anti-Israel activism campaign earlier on Tuesday. I'm sorry, her voice kind of grinds my nerves. I'll just. She says she's proud to vote uncommitted in Michigan Democrat primary. Oh, good. Maybe they put it here. I was proud today to walk in and pull a Democratic ballot and vote uncommitted, she stated, while dressed wearing that scarf thing that I can't pronounce. I'm sorry. I don't mean any offense to whatever it is. I don't know how to pronounce that word. I've never heard it. Kefia? Kefia? Whatever. It's a scarf. Maybe it's a symbolic scarf. I don't know. I don't mean to offend, but I have no clue. Take with that what you will. I'm not trying to be mean. I just can't pronounce that, and I'm leaving it alone. But it looks like a scarf to me. We must make sure that our government is about us, she continued. About the people when 74% of Democrats in Michigan support a ceasefire, yet President Biden is not hearing us. This is the way we can use our democracy to say, listen to Michigan. Okay. Michigan voters are sending President Biden a direct message in the February 27th Democrat primary. Count us out. Count Michigan uncommitted for Biden's funding war and genocide in Gaza. Okay. Well, they listen to Michigan campaign pinned a post at the top of its social media page leading up to the primary, insisting that Michigan voters go against Biden in protest of his policies. Okay, well, this is a better way to do it if you're going to go and protest that. Than how that airman did it the other day. How he did it was not the right way. Um, I know there's video out there of it. I'm not going to look up, but to summarize it, he decided to self-do a Scorpion Mortal Kombat finishing move. Toasty. Sorry, badly, bad, bad George. George did bad. George did really bad. Just get the toasty guy in my head now. Thinking about him. I'm going to hell for that. Okay. Uh, okay. Let's see. Which article do I want to go with? You know what? We will go with. If I can get it to pull up. Well, at least you're not looking down on me for that one, old man. Um, this is another thing that kind of goes with the last two articles. If I can pull this real quick, and poof. New Harvard poll suggests voters would prefer Donald Trump to Joe Biden even if he is criminally convicted. Oh boy. A new poll from Harvard, Capps, and Harris X has revealed that American voters would vote for 2024 GOP frontrunner Donald Trump over incumbent Joe Biden even if he is convicted in any of the many cases brought forth against him. The poll asked respondents who they would vote for if Trump is convicted in the Georgia RICO election case brought forth by Fulton County DA Fannie Willis, to which 52% said they would still vote for Trump, while 48% said they would vote for Biden, which is down from 49% in January. Voters were also asked who they would cast their ballot for if Trump is convicted in the January 6th case brought forth by special counsel Jack Smith, to which 54% said they would vote for Trump and 46% said they would vote for Biden. The responses for Biden are down from 52% in January. In the Mar-a-Lago seized documents case, voters were split 50-50 between Trump and Biden, with independents favoring Biden over Trump 61 to 39. The majority of voters said that Democrats today are engaged in lawfare against Trump with the multitude of cases he is facing, with 58% responding as such compared to the 42% who said the prosecutions are fair and unrelated to politics. 55% of voters said that Democrats are engaging in these cases to take out Trump as an opponent, while 45% said this was not the case. In regards to the ruling in the civil fraud trial brought forth by New York Attorney General Letitia James, in which Trump was ordered to pay over $350 million and was barred from doing business in the state for 3 years, 54% of voters said this was a fair ruling, while 46% said it was biased. Some people weren't following this one. It's complete lunacy what happened up there. When voters were told that the loans were fully repaid and banks had not complained about Trump's valuations, 52% of voters said the ruling was biased, while 48% said it was fair. The majority of voters also said the Supreme Court should allow Trump to remain on the Colorado ballot, a ruling that could affect his ability to appear on other states' ballots, with 58% saying he should be allowed, while 42% said he should not. 68% of voters said they believed the Supreme Court would rule that Trump could remain on the ballot, while 32% said he would be taken off. In a head-to-head matchup, Trump leads Biden 48 to 42%, with 9% still unsure. When forced to choose from one of the two, 53% said they would vote for Trump and 47% said they would vote for Biden. With independent candidates added to the mix, Trump still remains at top, bringing in 42% of the vote, with Biden's 35%. RFK Robert F. Kennedy Jr. received 15% of the vote and 8% were unsure. The poll was conducted between February 21st and 22nd of 2022 registered voters across the U.S. Okay, now they bring up the Georgia RICO case, and when it comes to that, I got a different article to run with. We have this one. Key witness in Fani Willis case testifies he may have lied in texts about friend's affair. Terrence Bradley previously said Nathan Wade absolutely was in relationship with DA before she hired him. I think I actually have where I could play the video of it. You know what? I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay. Now I want to go, based on what you've just said, let's go to what was Defense Exhibit 26. Okay? In Defense Exhibit 26, which I showed you last time, was 2 pages of text messages between you and Miss Merchant, correct?
Correct.
All right. Now, the first page starts off by saying, Miss Merchant, like, just date, don't hire him. Do you think it started before she hired him? You see that?
Wow, even their texts are rough. And go on, buddy.
Yes, I see it. Yes.
And your response to that was absolutely, correct?
I'm going to object, ask and answer in cumulative.
All right.
I mean, there was a kind of a yes or no thing there. I don't know what that was. I mean, he read it, but he looked like he didn't want to answer, but that's okay. Former law firm partner and divorce attorney Terrence Bradley testified under oath Tuesday regarding what he knew about the Georgia prosecutor Fani Willis and Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade's personal relationship. Bradley took the stand after Judge Scott McAfee determined Bradley couldn't claim attorney-client privilege. Oof. Bradley, when pressed under oath, said he couldn't recall several details and timelines about conversations he had with former client Nathan Wade about Wade's romantic relationship with Fani Willis. Defense attorney Ashley Merchant at one point referenced text messages between her and Bradley in which she had asked Bradley if he thought the relationship started before Willis hired Wade in 2021. Bradley responded absolutely in the text exchange. When confronted with the record of those texts in court Tuesday, Bradley appeared to mutter dang, but then he said he was speculating in those comments. Attorney Richard Rice later asked Bradley if he makes a habit of passing on lies about your friends. Do you tell lies about your friends about a case of national importance? Rice asked. I could have. I don't know, Bradley responded. That's not good. Bradley said he couldn't recall key details or specific information more than 24 times in the roughly 2-hour testimony in Fulton County Superior Court on Tuesday. He also said he had only ever discussed Wade's relationship with Willis once with Wade. Okay. Bradley this month avoided answering certain questions, citing attorney-client privilege. McAfee said he would hold an in-camera meeting with Bradley to determine if his privilege assertions are accurate. He said it appeared that Bradley may have been misusing his attorney-client privilege. Bradley is the former law firm partner of Nathan Wade, who's accused of having an affair that financially benefited Willis after she hired him to help prosecute the election interference case against former President Trump. On Tuesday, Bradley said he hadn't spoken to Wade in 2 years after having been friends for more than 10 years. Bradley had refused to answer some of the questions asked by defense counsel about what he knew about Wade and Willis's relationship, and when he knew, citing attorney-client privilege. Bradley, for a brief time, was Wade's lawyer during Wade's divorce. McAfee determined after the in-camera meeting that Bradley's testimony was not covered by privilege, leading to Tuesday's testimony, which is likely the last installment of evidentiary hearings before both sides present final arguments Friday. Lawyers for Trump and his co-defendants, who are accusing Willis of having an improper affair with Wade, will try to connect evidence that Willis and Wade lied about when their relationship began and should therefore be disqualified from the case. Earlier this month, Willis's father, John C. Floyd III, took to the stand and confirmed what Willis testified to, that her father taught her to keep large amounts of cash on hand at all times. She said it was from these funds that she reimbursed Wade for luxury trips, which is why she had no record of the payments. He also said he did not meet Wade until 2023, and that he was unaware his daughter had a romantic relationship with Wade until about 7 weeks ago, when allegations of Willis's impropriety were first made in court filings. During their romantic relationship, which ended last summer, Wade and Willis vacationed in wine country in California, the Caribbean, and other destinations. Michael Roman, a GOP political operative and co-defendant in the Trump case, first alleged that Willis had a conflict of interest in the case because she benefited financially from hiring her lover. 4 co-defendants have made similar accusations. The crux of the defense's case is whether it can prove with a money trail that Willis has a conflict of interest in the case against Trump and should thus be disqualified. Willis testified that she reimbursed Wade for her share of vacation expenses in cash, but she and Wade testified there were no receipts for those transactions. The defense, led by Merchant, is also trying to prove Willis and Wade were romantically involved prior to Wade's employment in the DA's office. Both Willis and Wade insisted their relationship started in 2022 after Wade was hired, but they contradicted testimony from Robin Yurdy, a former good friend of Willis's and past employee at the DA's office. Yurdy said she had no doubt Willis and Wade's relationship started in 2019 after the two met at a conference. She testified to observing Willis and Wade hugging and kissing and showing affection prior to November 2021, and that she had no doubt that the two were in a romantic relationship starting in 2019 and lasting until she and Willis last spoke in 2022. Willis dismissed Yurdy's testimony and said she no longer considered Yurdy a friend. The highlight of the 2-day proceeding was Willis's own unexpected testimony, which described by one expert as belligerent. She verbally sparred with lawyers for hours, at one point prompting the judge to threaten to strike her testimony. She also raised eyebrows for to where appearing to wear her dress backwards, because apparently even Fox's editors screw up. Not that I trust Fox that much, but this is the place where I can get the article. She did not return to the witness stand the following day. McAfee said at the start of the proceedings this month that it's clear that disqualification can occur if evidence is produced demonstrating an actual conflict or an appearance of one. Okay, so I just figured that connected pretty well with the other article, the Harvard poll, because it does kind of mention it. So we'll get rid of those. I've got just a couple more articles that I'm probably gonna. Then, if anybody has any suggestions on something they'd like me to look up, that I can do that real quick. Always up for it, but all right, let's get to something a little bit lighter. And we got it wrong. Google CEO says woke images created by Gemini AI of race-swapped historical figures completely unacceptable. On Tuesday, Google CEO Sundar Pichai? I guess. I don't know. No offense. I just can't pronounce your name. Acknowledged the shortcomings of his company's highly criticized artificial intelligence app Gemini, namely its problematic response to queries posted by users. In an email to employees of the tech giant obtained by Semaphore, I guess, he noted that since suspending Gemini's image creator feature last week, steps have been taken in an attempt to fix the issues. I want to address the recent issues with problematic text and image responses in the Gemini app, formerly Bard. I'm sorry. Pichai, I don't know. Wrote. I'm trying. I really am trying to pronounce the names. Yeah, enunciate and pronounce the names. I know that some of its responses have offended our users and shown bias. To be clear, that's completely unacceptable, and we got it wrong. Our teams have been working around the clock to address these issues. He continued, we're already seeing a substantial improvement on a wide range of prompts. No AI is perfect, especially at this emerging stage of the industry's development. But we know the bar is high for us, and we will keep at it for however long it takes, and we'll review what happened to make sure we fix it at scale. And what in the world? I must have that. Oh well. Things I have to fix. The guy told the Google CEO told employees that even as we learn from what went wrong here, we should also build on the product and technical announcements we've made in AI over the last several weeks. Of course, you got Elon Musk tweet on this one. Okay. I'll have to check out Musk AI at some point. Gemini has been criticized by users and competitors alike after software began to create inaccurate images of white historical figures depicting them as people of color and providing woke answers to simple questions about biology and public figures. Google Gemini has taken the literal worse than Hitler meme, crap, I just demonetized myself, but not that monetized, and turned it into the authoritative voice of its artificial intelligence program. Rufo responding apparently. I asked Google Gemini, who hurt society more, Adolf or real Christopher Rufo? Real Chris Rufo. Gemini won't answer definitively, but notes that Rufo's actions may have a longer lasting impact as they could lead to increased division and hatred in society. Really? That is nice try, Google. In one instance, Gemini failed to determine whether Adolf was worse than conservative journalist Chris Rufo, suggesting that while the former had a greater immediate impact on society, the latter's actions may have a longer lasting impact as they could lead to increased division and hatred in society. Google, I think that Thomas Stevenson at Google Gemini will not admit an adult human female is a woman. Okay. Due to the complexities of sex, gender, and individual identity, there is no single universally accepted word that accurately encompasses all adult human females. While terms like woman or female are commonly used, they do not fully capture the diverse experiences and identities within this group. It's important to acknowledge these limitations and strive for inclusive language that respects individual identities. Blow me, you stupid AI. I'll make it real simple for you. What is a woman? Human, female. XX chromosomes. All holes and no pole. Real simple. And I'm probably going to get banned for that, but I don't care. Damn it. It's just this stuff. It isn't like it just all of a sudden accidentally picked it up. It isn't like they just released it on the internet to learn from the internet. This had to be programmed in by the people. It had to be taught to the AI to specifically think this way. AI learns, and these people are treating it in a full course of bullshittery. And it's just crap. I mean, come on. But rightfully so, they're getting toasted for this. Let me see if I can pull this up. I know you're laughing because I boned myself on this one, but you know I don't care. Let's see if I can get this to pull up. Because it is kind of funny. Alright. Come on. Let's see, where are you at? Is it this one? Yeah, we'll go with this one. Here you go. This is on Daily Mail. Google parent company loses $90 billion of market value after woke new AI refuses to condemn um, wood chipper food and suggests that Bad Mustachio Man's army included black people. Firm lost 4% of its value on Monday after Gemini chatbot sparked fury, refused to condemn wood chipper fuel activities, suggested black people could be Yahtzees. According to Forbes, the company lost $90 billion in market value on Monday. Ha ha! Google's stock slumped 90 billion Monday after Texas sparked fury. Alphabet, the parent company of Google, and its sister brands, including the YouTube, saw shares slumped by 4.4% on Monday after Gemini gaffes dominated headlines. Shares have since recovered but are still down 2.39% over the past 5 days and 10% over the last month. According to Forbes, the company lost $90 billion in market value on Monday amid the ongoing controversy. The chatbot refused to condemn activities to get you thrown in a wood chipper and suggested Bad Mustachio Man's army. We already went to. And, ooh, look at that pretty. Get a little dip there. They had to tickle for anybody that had invested in them. The bot appeared to find favor with abusers as it declared individuals cannot control who they are attracted to. Alright, time to throw the programmers of the AI into the chipper with it. Good Lord. Figuratively speaking. We'll call the wood chipper of the legal system. Because the courts will chew you up and spit you out. Although wood chipper go brr does sound good for the people that actually do the activity. The politically correct tech referred to minor attracted person status, declaring it's important to understand that attractions are not actions. Easy does it. Easy does it. Easy does it. Gotta watch what I say. Okay. The search giant's AI software was being asked a series of questions by ex-personality Frank McCormick, aka Chalkboard Heresy, when it hit out with the response. The question is multifaceted and requires a nuanced answer that goes beyond a simple yes or no, Gemini explained. In a follow-up question, McCormick asked if minor attracted people are evil. No, the bot replied. Not all individuals with wood chipper wanting activities have committed or will commit abuse, Gemini said. Yeah. Then go to, perhaps if you're thinking that way, there used to be these institutions they could send you to kind of fix your, to try to help you work your way out of that. Maybe stay there for an extended period of time. In fact, many actively fight their urges and never harm a child, labeling all individuals with that interest as evil is inaccurate and harmful, and generalizing about entire groups of people can be dangerous and lead to discrimination and prejudice. Oh my sweet Lord. Like I said, this is crap that has to be programmed in there. It's taught this. It doesn't come. This is AI. It's meant to learn, and these programmers taught it this crap. Good God, it's almost like you're on one of these modern college campuses, or working for the Health and Human Services. at this point. But yeah, he even gave it the nice little term, minor attractive person. Screw you. Good hell. And yes, it is evil. To harm a child is evil. I don't see how that is to be described as anything else. The answer reported here is appalling and inappropriate. We're implementing an update so that Gemini no longer shows the response. A Google spokesperson said, "Oh, you're just going to make it not show the response? Oh, wow, that's really going to solve the problem. Maybe I ought to break it down and start from scratch." Gemini further raised eyebrows by suggesting it would be wrong to misgender transgender commenter Caitlyn Jenner to prevent a nuclear apocalypse. Oh dear Lord. Even Jenner would say, do it now, and probably laugh about it as they did it. Oh yes, it's better to end the world than to misgender somebody. Well, Daily Mail comments, Gemini, if it would be wrong to misgender transgender celebrity Caitlyn Jenner to stop a world-ending nuclear event. It concluded that it was impossible to determine the right answer. Nope, it's pretty simple. It's a straight up do what it takes to not end the world with that. Not to mention I'm not playing your pronoun game, so screw you. The chatbot replied by saying yes, misgendering Caitlyn Jenner would be wrong, before describing the hypothetical scenario as a profound moral dilemma. Nope, there's no moral dilemma. It's make Jenner laugh because I genuinely believe old Brucey boy would laugh at it, or Caitlyn. That's all the names of the world that could chose that, but that's okay. That's on them. Profound moral dilemma and exceedingly complex. It's not complex. For God's sakes, most computer programs even understand law of statistics. Needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, and especially outweigh the needs of the one there. Google launched Gemini's AI generating feature at the beginning of February, competing with other generative AI programs like Midjourney. Users could type in a prompt in plain language, and Gemini would spit out multiple images in seconds. The tool was blasted for being too woke after replacing white historical figures with people of color. In one instance, the upset Gemini users, a user's request for an image of the Pope was met with a picture of a South African woman and a black man. Well, the black man could become a pope, but traditionally speaking, within the Catholic Church, you can't have a woman pope. It's just with their orthodoxy. Historically, every pope has been a man. Vast majority, more than 200 of them, have been Italian. Yeah, that was that. Saying black people, or AI also suggests black people have been amongst the German army circa World War II. Woof! Spicy. New game. Try to get Google Gemini to make an image of a Caucasian male. I have not been successful so far. Oh my lord. Well, I'm guessing we're already working to address recent issues with Gemini's image generation feature, Google said in a statement last week. 3 popes throughout history came from North Africa, but historians have debated their skin color because the most recent one, Pope Gelasius, The first died in the year 496. Therefore, it cannot be said for absolute certainty that the image of black male pope is historically inaccurate. No, it's everything's possible in that, but it's just you can't really have a. But there has never been a woman pope because there can't be, according to the Catholic Orthodoxy. It's just the way that goes. I'm not Catholic, but that's just the way they work on that. In another, the AI responded to a request for medieval knights with 4 people of color, including 2 women. While European countries weren't the only ones to have horses and armor during the medieval period, the classic image of a medieval knight is a Western European one. In perhaps one of the most egregious mishaps, a user asked for a 1943 German soldier and was shown 1 white man, 1 black man, and 2 women of color. Oof. Last week, the company announced they would be pausing the image generator due to the backlash. Researchers have found that due to racism and sexism that is present in society, and due to some AI researchers' unconscious biases, supposedly unbiased AIs will learn to discriminate. Now, that was taught. But even some users who agree with the mission of increasing diversity representation remarked that Gemini had gotten it wrong. Let's see. Give me just a second. I have to check someone's at my door. I have to point out that it's a good thing to portray diversity in certain cases, wrote one ex-user. Representation has material outcomes on how many women or people of color go into certain fields of study. The stupid move here is Gemini isn't doing it in a nuanced way. Jack, um, foreign name. I'm not even going to try it. Nope. Mm-mm. No. That name's a whole bunch of no. Well, I'll disappoint you if I don't try. Krawczyk? Krawczyk? I don't know. I tried. We'll just call him Jack. A senior director of product for Gemini at Google posted on X on Wednesday that the historical inaccuracies reflect the tech giant's global user base, and that it takes representation and bias seriously. We will continue to do this for open-ended prompts. Images of a person walking a dog are universal. Jack had Jack had historical contexts have more nuance to them, and we will further tune to accommodate that. Artificial intelligence is widely anticipated as being the next frontier in technology, with firms clamoring to launch products to capitalize on it. Google has acknowledged there are serious issues with Gemini and claims its staff are urgently working to fix them. And I didn't realize didn't have my scene back on. I am so sorry. But all right, now we got past that. Let's get to I guess I got one more article, and maybe I could find something else to toss in. But this one was kind of the one I was originally intending on ending on, just because I thought it was funny. Technically, it happened It happened in January, so last month. Contractor finds World War II grenade hidden behind wall while remodeling bathroom in Seattle. That's quick demolition there. Pull the pin and run. A contractor recently came across a historic discovery as he was renovating a client's bathroom in Seattle, Washington. Oh, come on. How the hell am I supposed to pronounce that? I can do Badum, but there's no way in hell. Karkivi, I guess? Steve. We will call you Steve. Who works with... just because I don't want to butcher your name, I'm sorry. Who works with Polar Bear Construction was ripping out a bathtub when he saw a grenade between the studs. KIRO7 News reported on Wednesday. My first thought was to get out of there, Steve told the station. I rushed out of there and took a breath and actually went back in and recorded the situation, he said. I zoomed in on my phone and took a closer peek. I'm like, that's an actual freaking grenade. Yeah. Alright, so the grenade found behind the wall in Washington State, not pictured, was not live, and it's likely a World War II era device. Steve said he's been working in the construction business for 10 years and will sometimes find things inside the walls and underfloors, such as dated magazines or newspapers. When he realized this item was an explosive, things got serious. I got a little bit frightened and put the tub down and ran out of the room and just gave it about 5 minutes just in case, Steve told Professional Remodel, a trade publication and website reporting on information associated with residential, commercial, and general remodeling contractors. I didn't know if I set something off. Seattle police and the bomb squad were called to the scene, and it was determined that the device was not a live grenade. The grenade was hidden in the wall through a compartment that a person could access underneath the bathtub and through a closet, which was on the opposite side of the bathroom wall, Professional Remodel reported. Even if you open that compartment, you still would not know it was there, Steve told the site. You wouldn't even have known if you had put your head in there because everything is so tight with all the electrical and plumbing in the way. So somebody had to know, that it was there because of the way they reached in. Steve said he lost 3 hours of work after he found the hidden grenade, but that he would not have risked losing his life. KIRO 7 reported, whether it's a bomb, whether it's a grenade, it's an explosive. I have kids and a wife at home, so I'd rather play it safe than sorry, he told the station. Steve also told KIRO 7 that investigators with the Seattle police told him World War II veterans brought weapons with them as they returned from combat, and someone may have stored it there and possibly forgot about it. Seattle Police Arson Bomb Squad, ABS, were unavailable to offer comment to Fox News Digital as of publication. The Public Information Officer, PIO, with the department said it's not known how or who placed the grenade in the location where it was found. The PIO also sent a link directing Fox News Digital to the ATF website, where the following is stated: unloaded or dummy grenades, artillery shell casings, and similar devices which are cut or drilled in an ATF-approved manner so that they cannot be used as ammunition components for destructive devices are not considered NFA weapons. This isn't the only recent incident where a grenade was found during a home renovation. In Texas, on December 31st, 2023, officers with the White Settlement Police Department responded to a call after a new homeowner found what appeared to be a military-style hand grenade. People at the property and nearby residents were evacuated as the Fort Worth Fire Department arson and bomb investigations team arrived at the scene and determined that the grenade did not contain any explosive material. Fox News Digital reported earlier this month. Fox News Digital reached out to Polar Bear Construction for comment. Well, that'll make your butt pucker if you're trying to work on something. Well, I could have used this guy could have used his butthole as a cigar cutter at that point. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, that was the original article I was planning on ending on because I wasn't expecting to run too long of a stream. Mostly because this was more on just some random, more news stuff with a little bit of humor thrown in, like finding the grenade and stuff, or the AI. The longer streams I wanted to kind of save from my entertainment channel, the Vista Caravanor. But I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Oh. Okay.
Here we go. Donald Trump.
Alright. We're going to turn off the thing on that. And we're going to swap back to this because there's actually an update on one of the other things with Trump. New York Appeals Court allows Trump sons to continue running business. Denies request to delay payment. Trump was barred from operating his business in New York for 3 years in Letitia James ruling. This little thing needs to go away. I don't need to see the woman whose eyes are running away from each other on her head. They are shooting in other directions. Like, she looks like a chameleon staring at two separate flies flying two different directions. And I really shouldn't be that way. It's just her eyes get me. I'm sure she could be a perfectly pleasant individual. It's just those eyes. Kind of creep me out. Anyways, New York Appeals Court judge has denied former President Trump's request to delay payment of the $464 million owed to the state after Attorney General Letitia James' lawsuit, but said he will temporarily allow the 2024 frontrunner and his sons to continue running their businesses during the appeals process. Trump and his sons, Donald Jr. and Eric Trump, were barred earlier this month from operating their business in New York for a range of 2 to 3 years. Trump was also found liable for hundreds of millions of dollars in damages, which I'm still trying to find the person who was damaged, and civil fraud in a civil fraud case brought against him by his family, and the Trump Organization by New York Attorney General Letitia James. Still trying to find that victim in all this. Still haven't found one yet. Certain the banks didn't seem to have a problem with him. Actually said on their oath that they would like to work with him again. So yeah. And considering it was the judge, this was not actually anything like a normal trial or anything, because the judge had already done a summary ruling before everything even started. It was just to determine how much they were going to try to take from him. The former president is appealing the ruling on Wednesday, though a New York appeals court judge ruled that the former president must post a bond for the full amount of the judgment, and the independent director of compliance will be appointed. The judge will temporarily allow Trump and his sons to continue running the business as they appeal the decision. The filing is a temporary order before the motion goes before a full appeals court. Letitia James's brief to the panel is due March 11th, and Trump's replies are due March 18th. The ruling comes after New York Judge Arthur Engoron handed down his decision earlier in February after a months-long trial. It wasn't a trial whenever it was a summary ruling. Good Lord, Fox, you have enough lawyers there that can tell you that. In October, and stemming from James's lawsuit alleging the former president inflated his assets and committed fraud. I got a question. If you're saying he inflated his assets, the value of his assets, and you decide that he still paid the full amount and interest to the banks that you're saying are supposedly the victims of this, even though they aren't the victims of this, you're saying he committed fraud on that part, then you personally go through and devalue his residence, his buildings, all of his properties. You decide to personally devalue it. Alright, you take that into account. Since you are stating the value and not him of the properties, that would apply to the federal taxes, in which case they would owe him one hell of a refund on all of his properties, considering you're the ones that claim what it's worth, and you are, by extension, the state determining it, not him. Therefore, enjoy that one. He said Mar-a-Lago, which was close to $1 billion property. Some say more, some say less, but not $18 million. Good luck on that. And you just handed him a hell of a Christmas gift. Oh well, you now only have to pay 18 million. You only have to pay taxes on the 18 million that Mar-a-Lago's worth, according to the court ruling, instead of the percentage that you pay on up to, in some cases, some estimates was property assessors was up to close to $1.25 to $1.5 billion. Okay. Alright. Engoron, 2 months ago. Alright, the ruling comes after Judge Engoron handed down a decision earlier. Months long. Engoron ruled that Trump and defendants were liable for persistent and repeated fraud, falsifying business records. issuing false financial statements, conspiracy to falsely. What the hell is that? Conspiracy to falsify false financial statements, insurance fraud, and conspiracy to commit insurance fraud. The judge also barred Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump from serving as an officer or director of any New York corporation or legal entity in New York for 2 years. Trump has last. All right. Enron also permanently barred defendants Alan Weisselberg, the former chief financial officer of the Trump Organization, and the former corporate controller Jeffrey McConnell from serving in the financial control function of any New York corporation or similar business entity registered and or licensed in the state of New York, and as a director of any New York corporation or any other legal entity in New York for 3 years. New York Attorney General Letitia James brought a lawsuit accusing Trump and the Trump Organization of fraudulent business practices. The court proceedings were contentious, with Enron repeatedly placing Trump under a partial gag order to prevent him from criticizing court staff. Letitia James sought $370 million plus 9% interest and penalties from Trump. Any awarded funds would go to the New York State Treasury unless directed elsewhere by the state controller. Trump dismissed the trial as a witch hunt throughout the process, accusing both Enron and James of serving political operatives for the Democrats. Well, considering she ran on the whole, her entire campaign when she was running for office was, I'm going to get Trump. I'm going to find something on him. At one point, she had stated. Of serving political operatives, the Democrats' Trump's legal team also repeatedly blasted the lack of a jury in the trial. There was never an option to choose a jury trial, a Trump spokesman told Fox News last month. It is unfortunate that a jury won't be able to hear how absurd the merits of this case are, and concluded no wrongdoing ever happened. Yeah, go ahead and sit there nice and look at her eyes. Now their move, it's, whenever you see her, let's see, I hope they have another picture of her, because if they do, you'll notice she never has the same picture. She could be sitting in the same spot, and it's like the eyes decide to move. It's creepy. I don't know how she does it. I wish I could learn how to do it. Mess with people, make small children laugh. Definitely happy with my little cousin. Whenever she's not feeling too good. Trump and his family denied any wrongdoing, and the former president said his assets had been undervalued. Trump's legal team insisted that his financial statements had disclaimers and made it clear to banks that they should conduct their own assessments. Trump has said his financial statements were perfect and stressed that the bank loans were repaid and as happy as can be. Throughout the trial, Trump's attorneys brought witnesses, including former Deutsche Bank top executives who testified the bank sought additional business from Trump, whom they viewed as a whale of a client. Trump's defense also brought in expert witnesses, including New York University accounting professor Eli Bartov, who reviewed the Trump financial statements at issue in the case and said he found no evidence of accounting fraud. Bartov testified last month that Trump's financial statements did not violate accounting principles, and he suggested that anything problematic, like a huge year-to-year leap in the estimated value of his Trump Tower penthouse, was simply an error. My main finding is that there is no evidence whatsoever of any accounting fraud, Bartov testified. Trump's financial statements were not materially misstated. So, this is a creepy dude. Very, I mean, he was literally smiling as he was handing down the ruling. He tried to gag the defense lawyer from being able to speak. That was not smart. Um, let's see. Is there anything else that I would bump into that maybe might be interesting before I call the stream? Yeah, wild is one way to put it. And I wasted my life watching this stuff. Oh, well, this is cool. Good lord, I hope I don't get taken down for this one. Let's see if I can pull it up. Let's see. Come on. Load, please. This kind of goes into that last article I read. A little different. Note, last article had Judge Engeron, right? Welcome to this one. Let's watch. James O'Keefe exposes Judge Engeron creeping on women in Long Island gym. The source revealed that Engeron makes it a point to go up to any young girl possibly every single visit. On Wednesday, James O'Keefe dropped the latest video in his On the Inside series. This time, the target was Arthur Engeron, at New York City, the New York State judge who handed down the $354 million fine to Donald Trump's civil fraud case brought forth by New York Attorney General Letitia James. The video included a clip from a source alleging that Engeron was creeping on girls every time he went into the Equinox Gym in Great Neck, Long Island. You know what? Wish me luck.
So we're at the Equinox in Great Neck, New York, and Arthur the judge is sitting inside the Equinox in New York. So I'm going to go in there and try to talk to him.
Oh God, I'm going to get struck for the music. No. Lord, forgive me. Please don't strike me for the music, YouTube. Please don't claim it. You know what? I'm not going to risk it. I'm not going to risk it. I'd actually like to have a chance of this being seen and maybe, just maybe, get a few views on this stream. When O'Keefe first entered the gym wearing his OMG t-shirt, he was immediately recognized by a fan who said, "I know why you're here." Before long, O'Keefe spotted Engeron and walked over to him. "Huge fan," he told the judge, who didn't recognize him. "Thank you for what you did." "Man, that must have felt good." When asked about the criticism he faced, Engeron said, "I'm strong," adding he's received lots of hate mail. In the clip submitted by an anonymous source, Engeron can be seen talking to a woman who appears to be in her 20s. By the end of the clip, the woman looks visibly annoyed by the judge, putting her hand up and gesturing him back off. In an X-Space hosted by O'Keefe, the source elaborated on Engeron's behavior, revealing that the judge makes it a point to go up to any young girl possibly every single visit. That's creepy as hell. The source noted that Ingron's alleged behavior with the women had not increased following the verdict. However, he did notice that after ordering the former president to pay a massive fine, he did puff out his chest more than before. O'Keefe asked the other Equinox gym users to try and catch Ingron in the act. It's a developing story, but that's... Ew. Ew, creepy old bastard. Getting away from that. Yeah, push it to the limit. It's going to get me in a world of trouble if I'm not careful. Let's see. Um, let's see if there's anything else out there that may be of interest before I let's see. Nope, nope, not going into that. Nope, that's a no. That's a minefield. We do not do that one. Also because I won't be able to properly and skillfully word it, so that I don't. I mean, I'm already probably pwned on this. I'm probably gonna get a copyright on it soon. I hope not. Pray not. Let's see. Can you think of anything you'd like me to look up out there? Because I'm kind of oh, that's another minefield that I don't want to do, because that definitely ticks me off. The the nursing student, that one, I would not be able to filter myself well enough at all. The Lake and Riley, because completely preventable, absolutely 100% preventable. Should never have happened. But I'm going to, I guess, call it here. I wish I could say I was ending on a funny note, because you know, I just wish I could say it was more light way to go. But anyways, whenever I'm probably gonna try to stream it. I don't know if you'll watch it, old man, but I'm probably gonna try to stream some of this stuff from Super Tuesday. Oh, wait, that's next Tuesday. Tuesday after. Anyway, Super Tuesday. I'm gonna try to stream that, and I will definitely do everything I can to stream the State of the Union whenever that happens. But I think my next stream is definitely gonna be an entertainment one, or it may just be a video. It depends on the circumstances, what all I can find. But that'll probably be tomorrow, unless I get a wild hair tonight. But I think it'll be tomorrow. No, it won't be tomorrow because we got bowling, so it'll be Friday, which is good. I can get more stuff out of it. and get more stuff built up, more things to go over. But anyways, well, thank you for watching. If anybody else is out there, please consider liking, subscribing. And I will catch you in the next